Hi, Olivia here. Today I'm going to be showing you how I made these adorable DIY scrapwood block bunnies. I'm going to start by cutting out the face template piece. I'm going to use a piece of medium cardstock and cut it out with my Cricut Maker. Now I'm going to cut out my pieces for my felt flowers. So I'm going to apply the felt to this fabric grip mat with the applicator that you can get. It's super helpful to get your felt nice and flat on your mat. And I'm also going to be using the rotary blade to get a nice clean cut. For the main portion of the bunny, I'm going to be using this 4-inch piece of a 2x4 that I've cut off. I'm going to be using white chalk paint, and I'm just going to paint the block white. I'm not going to paint the bottom of it, so I'm going to paint the other 5 sides, making sure to go with the grain of the wood. Chalk paint already dries pretty quickly, but I found that I can use my heat gun and speed up the process even more. Now that it's dry, I'm going to figure out where I want the face to go. I use one of the flowers that I'll be using later on to help me figure out where I want to place the face. So simply, I'm going to be going in with a permanent marker and coloring in the facial features black. So I just kind of outline the shape and then fill it in. I'm leaving the nose white so that I can go back in with a colored pencil and color it in. I also decided that this bunny could use something a little extra, so I added some little eyelashes. So now this bunny needs some ears. I've already drawn out and figured out how I wanted my ear to be shaped, so I just traced out that shape and cut it out. I'm going in with that same pink colored pencil, and I'm filling in what's going to be the inner ear of the rabbit. And I'm gonna work on this felt flower. So these are my 2 cut pieces, and this is my hot glue gun. It's by Surebonder. It's the mini detail hot glue gun, and it actually has a little stand and has a little detail tip, which I love. So first I'm going to just kind of go in with a little line of glue in the little cutout section, and then just kind of press it in half, which creates like a little seam. So from pressing, you end up with that little extra flap of glue, but don't worry, we'll deal with that later. So we're just gonna go through and do that same technique to each one of the petals, making sure that they're all curving the same way. You don't want them going in different directions. Now that all the petals are finished, I can go in with scissors, and I'm just going to snip all of the excess hot glue off the back. It's pretty easy. You just kind of trim the little extra flap. So now we're going to start actually putting the flower together. We're going to start with the shorter piece and put a little dot of hot glue in the very center, and then we're just going to start rolling it up, following that straight line you see at the base of what's going to be the flower. So I just keep adding a little hot glue and rolling it up a little more, working my way through the strip. Once the center is finished, I'm going to go in with the longer piece, and I'm going to just kind of add it in, going in that same direction the petals already were, and again just wrapping around, keeping the base flat and adding hot glue as I go. And there we go, we have a faux flower. So now it's time to accessorize the bunny. I like to kind of go in and figure out the placement of the objects before I actually start. So I figured out how I wanted the flowers to be, and I also decided to cut out a few teardrop shapes as leaves for the flowers. Once I have the placement down, I can go in with the hot glue again and just hot glue them right on Now for some ears. So I'm gonna add the ears to my bunny. We're gonna have it so the outer edge of the ear meets the outer edge of the block. So I'm just gonna do a little strip of hot glue at the base of the ear. I'm gonna stick it in on there, on the back, at a little bit of an angle. Give it personality. I find it a little easier to get the ears even by putting the second ear on from the back. So again, we're just gonna do that little line of hot glue and we're gonna flip it over and glue it down. Now what's a bunny without a little poofy tail? So I've had this pom-pom lying around that I made who knows when, and so I'm just gonna kind of cut the extra strings off and hot glue it on to the back. And now our little bunny is finished. For future craft videos, you can like and subscribe my video below. And as always, thank you for watching.